Hello, and welcome to the Mind Shepherd, a place that exists so that we can more aptly shepherd our mind. In a world where our mind is scattered and everything outside in the world makes us feel crazy in our thoughts, we need to learn to shepherd our mind in the same way that a shepherd takes care of his sheep. Otherwise, the sheep or our thoughts will go astray. So, I want to start talking about forgiveness because I noticed that it is something so important, but that so few people comprehend. And I know that sounds a little bit crazy because forgiveness is supposed to be like this obvious virtue that we all comprehend, but it's not. So, so that you understand, forgiveness is often postured as something related to release, to letting go, to freedom. But at the core, I would say that it is something directly related to pattern breaking. That is the way I'm going to explain it to you today. So, if forgiveness is so important, why do people resist it? Because they feel like forgiveness will put them in a position of getting hurt again, vulnerability, weakness, or just available to hurt again. But let me tell you something, the opposite is true. If you don't forgive, and by not forgiving, you accumulate anger, sorrow, hatred, etc. If you don't forgive, those things will accumulate. It's not like if you don't forgive, nothing will happen. You will continue to accumulate those negative things, and those negative things are what will put you in a place of vulnerability and where you will get hurt again. Why then is forgiveness pattern breaking? Well, because so many of our patterns are about controlling the world. We get angry because we want control, or we get sad because we have no control, or we get resentful because something went out of control. But forgiveness breaks that expectation that we can control the world. Forgiveness teaches us to regulate our inner responses and that we can control ourselves when we cannot control the world. In other words, forgiveness teaches us that we can regain peace without having to control the world. If forgiveness is so good and beneficial, why then can it be hard to forgive? And the answer is simple, because we live in a world where we're constantly engineered to not forgive. And let me paint that picture for you. If you get angry, there's so many people out there who love it. They love making you angry, or there are so many corporations ready to sell something to you because you're angry, or there's the algorithm profiting from your anger, or we can go even more crazy. There's a war industry that profits from the anger of the world. Isn't that insane? So, if we can understand that we live in a world that is not conducive to forgiveness, we can then see that we need to put in the effort in order to forgive and to not allow ourselves to be exploited by the world. So, what I would like to leave you with is the understanding that we cannot be neutral with topics like this. If you don't forgive, there's a system out there waiting to take advantage of that by triggering you and then selling you something or keeping you under control like that by using your anger or your sorrow or your resentment, etc. They do it like a shark or like a wolf, sensing it that they can trigger you. And then, like a vulture, they eat you when you're at your lowest. So we have to be careful. And if you understand that forgiveness will give you back the power that other people want to use against you, then you have understood a lot.